Hi, I'm the Beauty Professor, and you can find my beauty blog at www.beautyprofessor.net. Today I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial on how I like to create a very polished, slightly smoky, liquid lined eye in the morning. And I don't have a lot of time, like I'm sure many of us don't. And so I've had to taper this process down to literally under 2 minutes. And I'm going to show you how I achieve this look very quickly with a minimum of product. I'll begin with my brows, and I am a natural brow kind of girl. These are my brows without any product whatsoever. I just like to clean them up on a regular basis, but otherwise I don't do any waxing or intense plucking. So all I'm going to be doing is filling in my brows slightly to create a more defined shape. And today I'll be using the Lise Watier Eye Shine in Fauve. I picked this up at IMATS LA a couple of months ago, and it is an eyeliner rather than intended for the brow area, but I have found it, I tried it on a whim one day, it was handy, and I actually really like the effect. It's kind of a slightly shimmery taupe brown, and while it's not the exact color of my brows, which are quite dark naturally, it does something to add depth and evenness. So I'm going to take it and I'm barely applying any pressure whatsoever. Just gonna go along the natural lines of my brow. If I had time, I could even comb this in, but my fingers will do in this case. You can see it's just defined them slightly, giving them a nice sheen, but nothing glittery or sparkly. All right, and that is the brows. That was like 3 seconds. Next, I'm going to create a black liquid line on my upper lid. And this is a look that I go to probably 3 or 4 times a week. I like it because it's polished and it's clean. And I've certainly experimented with many different black liquid liners in my makeup days. Lately, I've been using the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Liner. I also recently did a tutorial for Blush.com using this particular product. It's just incredibly streamlined in terms of the process because it applies so nicely. So I'll go ahead and put the line on one eye, and then we'll skip ahead to both eyes being finished so we can move on to the next step. So I just pull slightly. I'm going to start at the inside corner here. And I've just drawn my line, and then I'm just going to fill it in. I'll get as close to the lash line as possible so it's a seamless connection. Now you'll notice there's a gap here. I'm going to go ahead and use a mirror to fill this in, but I do like the fact that you'll be able to see I opened my eye and there's no black that is transferred to the top lid. That's how quickly this particular product dries, and that's a huge bonus for me because I invariably forget to not open my eye. So the liquid lines on my eyes are complete now, and I went for a medium line. It's a little bit thicker than some of the times in which I apply it, but I do find that if you get it a little thicker and very, very close to your lash line, then you can get away with applying less mascara and still getting a nice dark, full effect on the eye. So that was calculated in this instance. Now, I'm going to clean up my under eye area a little bit. I don't have any makeup under there per se, but if I want to add any brightening, I will go ahead and use some of the Limitless de Beauté eye brightening and setting powder in Refresh. And this is a very simple yet multitasking utilitarian product. It's just a light powder, neutral undertones. I just pat it along my under eye region to keep things clean and dry before I go ahead and put any additional makeup on. It's a very quick step. And then I'm going to follow with my by Terry Ombre Blackstar shadow stick in number 4, which is Bronze Moon. And these shadow sticks are amazing. It's got a retractable tip here, and it is indelible once it's applied. It's very creamy. I'll show you here. Just glides right on. It's actually very similar to the Lise Watier Fauve color, except it goes on thicker and a little darker. So this is a beautiful bronzed taupe, and all I'm going to do is take this tip and glide it along my under eye region like this. Then I'll take my finger, not one for an excess of tools, and just clean up the line. There we go. Now I'll try to get close so you can see the effect and the difference between my eyes, one with, one without. With, without. So it's subtle. I don't like to opt for a heavy under eye line when I've already created a heavier lid line. Go ahead and add on this side. Clean it up. And avoiding over application is the key here. I don't want it to drag down my eyes, so just put 1.5 swipes and we're good. The last bit of makeup, at least pigmented makeup, that I'm going to add to my eye area here is just a black liner. In this case, it's the Smashbox Limitless liner, and you can tell this has been the recipient of lots of use. I like this because as waterline eyeliners go, this one stays on for a significant amount of time, and certainly it's got a challenge being in a rather hydrated part of your eye. I'm just going to pull down lightly, glide this along my waterline, and now you can see the difference once again between the eye with the waterlined liner and one that does not have that. Just makes the eye pop a little bit without looking too harsh. I just want to put a little bit along my waterline here. I used to watch my mom do this when I was a kid, and I would marvel at how she could do this unflinchingly, because it just feels like it could be so uncomfortable, or it looks like it feels uncomfortable. But certainly I've grown into my own ability to do this. She made it look so easy, and thankfully it's not that hard now in my own adult life. The final step pertinent to my eyes would be mascara, and today I'll be using the Guerlain Lay 2 mascara in black. It's got two ends, but I chiefly use this end, which is intended for the majority of your lashes. It's got a fairly thin brush, which I like, which when I'm in a hurry is something I appreciate, because when I'm rushing and the brush is thin, it allows me to apply mascara without getting it everywhere. So I'll put a few coats in here. All right, can get on the lower lashes. And there you see a finished eye, one that doesn't have mascara. I'll go ahead and apply on my other eye, but I'll spare you the necessity of having to watch that. I'm actually headed to a professional obligation as soon as this tutorial is over, so I best go use a mirror to apply mascara on my other eye. I'll be back. Now this last step is not eye makeup per se, but I do like to consider it the piece de resistance, that final bit of effort before you head out the door, and it is the Rouge Bunny Rouge Fine Spun Light in Orionis. It's kind of a highlighting pen with a brush applicator. It's going to pump a little bit up there, and I'll show you some on my wrist. It's beautiful, neutral concealer slash highlighter of sorts. And I'll just put a little bit across my brow bone here, a little in the corners, here, here, and then I prefer to rub it in with my fingers. So just blend it. It's not what I would consider to be an overly shimmery product, and I appreciate that. It's not dramatic in nature, but it does brighten up the area, provide a little bit of luminescence, as well as a bit of coverage. So that's nice. Great when you can get a myriad of uses from a single product. All right, so brighten things up. And there is my quick, simple, polished eye that I assure you I can achieve in about 2 minutes in the morning before I dash out to work. So I'll get close so you can see it. I'll do a full product list in the details of this video, describing each of the products and listing them by their proper name. I truly hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and I would love to hear what type of products you embrace on a regular basis to create a quick and a polished eye with a minimum amount of time in the morning. I welcome your questions and your comments, and please don't forget to visit me at my blog, Beauty Professor, which can be found at www.beautyprofessor.net. Take care.